Hey, how's it going, guys? Walmart has decided to release their new lineup of ONN Tablet Pros. There's an 11-inch one and a 12.1-inch. Now, I'm going to check out the 11-inch one today, and I'll have a 12.1-inch tablet video in the near future. So, anyways, on the front here, it has quite a few new things. It says it's running Snapdragon. DTSX is the audio, so it's supposed to be enhanced audio. This one comes in rose gold. There's also the black/gray one that you just saw. So those are the only two options here. Now on the back, what I really don't like is this odd resolution, 1840 by 1280. Like, you could have just made it not 1080. It would have been so much easier. Because the only thing I'm concerned about is whether or not videos will play at 1080p on streaming platforms like Netflix. A Qualcomm Snapdragon at 2.8 gigahertz, but 4 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, that's really not that much. There's a lot of tablets these days coming out with at least 6 for a cheaper price too, at a cheaper price, or even 8 gigs at around this price. Anyways, the show must go on. It claims to have 16 hours of battery life and 64 gigabytes of internal storage with expandable storage here, and then some more stuff here, some more specs. I'm not going to go over everything, but at least we do have fast charging this time, and it says it has 4 speakers, so that should be kind of nice. In the box we have the tablet itself. It's like not even covered, which is interesting, except for the screen itself. It's made of that nice little aluminum premium feel, rose gold. Put that to the side for a second. Got the user guide, quick start guide, and then that's just kind of neat. The charging cable and wall outlet are both colored in pink. Oh, and it's USB-C to USB-C this time, 60 watts. And then here's the AC adapter. And then there's a SIM tray or pin to get to the micro SD card slot. There's no actual SIM slot on this, and that's located on the top here. And along with that, we have the microphone on the side. Everything's pretty much labeled here, so you can see everything: the microphone, camera, light sensor, power button, volume keys. And then you got 4 speaker grills, 2 on the right side, 2 on the left side, 2 on the right side. Along with that, there is the USB-C port, which can also be used as a headphone jack, but unfortunately there's no 3.5 millimeter headphone jack this time around, so got to work with what we can here. It feels kind of slim, not too heavy, and it feels nice. It looks nice on the back here. The rear camera is protruding just a little bit, and there is a flash on here as well. Maybe it's just me, but the bezels feel a lot thinner than what I've previously seen. It might have been like this last year, I just can't remember, but either way, I'm liking this. It's like a better screen-to-body ratio. It feels more premium. It looks more premium, too. The screen, it's kind of an odd resolution, but it feels really smooth. Like, it's smoother than 60 hertz. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, something about it just feels really nice. Out of the box, you have a little bit over 45 gigs. Well, more than a little bit. 45.47 gigs free. So really not that much, and it is running Android 14. This is also the specific model number here for this tablet. So going back home, there's not too much bloatware or anything. It's running like this form of Android. I call it near stock Android, but not truly stock Android. The only thing that's running in the background besides some stuff here is Qualcomm's like management performance system. It does collect data, so if you want to disable it, you'll have something in the drop-down menu to disable it here. Unfortunately, it's not showing up for me anymore, so I'm wondering if it'll come up here, or I got to look for it somewhere. Checking out the camera here, it looks like there's color filters and a scene mode. I wonder if they had some of this before, but this looks a little bit new. This definitely looks new for ONN. So let's just take another one just for good measure, just to see how this is, along with post-processing. Yeah, post-processing is kind of non-existent here. It is grainy. You can still read some stuff on here, but it is what it is. For a tablet, it's just not that great. Tablet or otherwise. And then the front camera is just like so. It's kind of a faster shutter than before. That's all I can say about it. Just enough to take videos on a Skype call or whatever. Nothing impressive here. You can watch videos on YouTube at 1080p, 60 FPS without any problems here. Now, I did notice that things kind of feel a little washed out here. It's not too saturated or not colorful. The speakers are good. And by the way, it doesn't go past 1080p. It doesn't go to 4K. You cannot upscale this. So that's the only unfortunate thing. Now, the good side is that this has wideband security of L1, so you can watch videos at HD or full HD on streaming platforms like Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, etc. And the speakers are all right. I was expecting a little more, to be honest, but at least it doesn't sound tinny, and it does get really loud to have 4 speakers rather than 2 or even 1. And just having it on each side feels a little more immersive, but personally, I would have preferred to have front-facing speakers, 2 front-facing speakers instead of just 4, 2 on each side, because front-facing is more immersive than anything else. And then with that money, they could have probably added some more RAM or even a headphone jack. But the show must go on. And this is to confirm that it's currently on wideband L1, just in case if this changes for whatever reason. Because I think I've seen that happen just once, or I heard about it, where I was reviewing something and the wideband level was different, and then what people were commenting eventually said that it was a different wideband. So I don't know. Hopefully nothing changes here. I'm not expecting it to. Here's some info we get on CPU-Z about the CPU and GPU. GPU render, its GPU is Qualcomm Adreno TM610. Some more stuff about the device, 197 dpi or pixels per inch. That's not too bad, but not great either. Despite only having 4 gigs of RAM, this is performing pretty smoothly. I haven't noticed any delays whatsoever, so it's doing a great job so far, all things considered. You can have picture-in-picture, so YouTube can have the mini player running, and you can have 2 things open at once. You will notice some more lag here when you have 2 things open, but overall it's running great. Can't complain here. Don't want to get copyrighted there. But how are games on here? That's the most important thing. Before we check out some games, going into Geekbench, the single-core and multi-core score were relatively low here, a little lower than I expected, and surprisingly with the GPU score too, but I think there were some things that weren't able to be tested sometimes. It didn't say it on here, but that happens, and it automatically gives it a score of 0 on certain parts, so that's why it might be super low. Because look at this. This is worse than the Samsung Galaxy A52s 5G. I mean, it could be. I'll have to see here. First game here is Roblox, and it seems to perform pretty well. Wanted to check just in case. Not really noticing too much lag or anything at all. It's pretty smooth. Can't complain here. Next game here is Runescape, and I'm getting 50 frames here. This is the most I've gotten so far, but when I start to look up, it goes down to like 30-ish. So I can adjust the frame rate settings to be 30, 35 as the max, and it's going to look a little bit smoother. And as I zoom out, it's like I get down to the 30s. But if I stay inside, it'll be around 30 to 40s. So this is definitely playable. And then some of the graphics can be adjusted, and if you can deal with lower frame rate. But yeah, this is at the lowest graphics settings here. Stepping it up a little bit, I'm checking out Flame of Valhalla. Now, this game seems to be pretty well optimized for low-end devices, and it's doing a good job here so far. Let's get into some combat to see how this goes, exactly how this goes. Alright, finally got some combat here. It looks like it's running well overall. What happened to all the enemies? What the heck? Well, anyways, yeah, combat was alright here. Really no problems, no issues whatsoever. So overall, it seems like a decent tablet. For $140, there are some better options out there, but like the Aldo Cube iPlay 60 Mini Pro has a better panel than this. It's an 8.4-inch touchscreen. I wouldn't say it has a better processor because that one's a little bit, it's a Helio G99. I wonder how well it runs against the Snapdragon Qualcomm here. But regardless, that is an 8.4-inch tablet. It's a viable option, 8 gigs of RAM, better panel, 1920 by 1200 display, by the way, so it's going to look a little bit sharper too, and it's easier to grip in one hand. But for a larger form factor, I check out some Lenovo tablets, and same with the Samsung tablets, which are going on sale right now. Some of them have 4 gigs of RAM, so you're going to be stuck with that. But if you want more RAM and better specs, apparently this has more RAM here, the Surf 12.1-inch Pro, which I'll be checking out pretty soon, so stay tuned for that, and let me know what you guys think. As always, guys, thanks for watching.